Well, good afternoon to you and welcome. John Moodey has been a member of the Democratic Alliance for 2 decades now. He said yesterday, and I quote, that a culture of trumped-up charges and spurious disciplinary processes had taken root within the party. Do you think he's right?
Well, good afternoon, Jeremy, and good afternoon to the viewers out there. Look, from my perspective, sitting here, it's very hard for me to assess the merits of this specific disciplinary matter. Obviously, you have John Moodey coming out on one side saying that the charges are politically motivated and they come from sort of a clique in the DA that is opposing him and that he's opposing in the leadership contest and a broader factional battle, perhaps. And then you got the DA on the other hand coming out on quite strongly on the defensive this morning, perhaps preempting some more trouble from Moodey's corner and putting up a staunch defense and coming up with giving more publicity to the details of these charges. For us from the outside, I think it's very hard to assess the merits of what really is, I think, in the bigger picture, petty factional battles, to be completely honest. What isn't petty is the damage that this is clearly causing to the DA's reputation, these series of resignations. Each case has its own specific facts and its own specific he said, she said scenarios. But what is consistent over time is a series of very high-profile leaders resigning from the DA, stating a similar broad reason for doing so, and at some stage the DA has got to confront up to that.
So how does it do that, John Law? How does it confront it? How does it then try to contain this damage, which, as you correctly say, has been seeping into the party for months now?
Yeah, look, it's extremely difficult. This policy conference coming this weekend and the leadership contest a little bit later can't come soon enough for this party. They've got not just the interim leader, but I think several key positions are in acting positions they need to sort out. And I think more important is this policy conference that's coming up. The interim leader, John Steenhuisen, has said frequently since he took up his new role that he wants to make the party's ideology and policy much clearer to the electorate. He feels that it's been sort of, as he describes, a wobbly jelly, wobbling from one side to the other in times before. And he wants the electorate to be clear on exactly what their offering is and what they stand for. Now, it's very hard for John to go and deliver on that mandate without a policy conference. So the DA need to sit down this weekend and have a very serious conversation with themselves about what they stand for and what that new crystal offering is really going to be. And they need to be honest with themselves about what that means for their electoral prospects going forward, if they really are serious, like John Steenhuisen said this morning about.
Is this a wobbly jelly, or is this simply a collapsed souffle, I wonder? And what impact is this going to have on John Steenhuisen's desire for the top job?
Well, I think John Steenhuisen's desire for the top job is as strong as it's ever been. I think he's definitely in pole position. I think he not just because he's the incumbent. I think I think everyone knows that he's the strong favourite. Whether it's the collapse of the party, that's a very interesting question. I think there's definitely in the last few months consolidated a sort of unique part of their base quite firmly, but I think they've lost a lot of people in the process, and it's really hard to evaluate how accurate that sort of feeling is until there's an election. The problem for John Steenhuisen, of course, is that Moodey has been hung. Essentially, at the end of the day, the bottom line came down to a decline in electoral performance, and the results that Moodey received over the course of his leadership were still very high compared to what the DA has received before. So if that was the primary reason why Maimane was removed, there's obviously that reasoning is going to be thrown back at Steenhuisen.
Well, critical to see what emerges then from this online policy conference at the weekend. John Law, thank you very much for joining us. We're a little after 1/2 past the hour.